This is a chart of Pfizer, which is right now showing me a generational buying opportunity. What we see right now is an inverse head and shoulders on a very big time frame. So I think a massive bottom is forming and a massive rally is coming over the next few months. All right, so let's take a look. These are weekly candles over here, and this is the 5 year chart. So after the peak in 2021, we had a bear market, and the stock went down about 65%. So, and then it's been going sideways relatively for the last little more than a couple of years. And it's now formed an inverse head and shoulders, which you can see right in front of you. So, in essence, the bigger the base, the higher in space, right? It's really that simple. And if and when this breaks out, it's going to be a big deal. So, if it does break out, then the first target is 36 in this zone over here, which also happens to be the 38% fib, right? So you can see that it lands there right in the zone. So I think that's the first target when this rally does start. And if I am right about a right shoulder, then this is it. It should not be going lower than this, right? A little bit lower, sure, a percent here and two, that can happen, but it really should not be going any lower. If it does, that's it definitely would, make me question this pattern. If you so initially I was looking at a wedge, this entire thing to be a wedge. Turns out I was wrong. We got this breakdown over here, but now I'm looking at a bigger picture view, and this is an inverse head and shoulders. Also, the potential wave count. So this was the head, and this is the right shoulder. So typically right shoulders are wave twos. So if this was wave one, this is wave two. I think it should stop around here and we should get an upsurge over the next 9 to 10 weeks or so. So roughly 3, 4 months. And we should have a strong surge to that 36 level to complete wave three. And then I've just roughly drawn wave four and five. I'm not too, you can never be that confident projecting the next few waves. You can just project the next wave, which is wave three, which I think could at least be till there, maybe a little more, up till $40. All right, who knows? But that's basically the setup. And of course, charts predict the news. What's going to cause this? Um, if you've been following any of my posts, you already know the answer. The thesis says we're going to have another pandemic, and charts always predict the news. So charts are once again predicting the news. Now, also, um, I think based on previous moves for the stock, here's my projection. It'll be roughly, like I said, the 36 level, which is about the 38% Fibonacci of the entire bear market. So that would be a good resistance. How long does it take? Like I said, about 9 to 10 weeks, assuming this week was the low. If it goes a little lower, then of course I will restart the count. What's very interesting though is look at the volume on this past Thursday, the last day of the week that just went by. That is some huge volume, about 120 million. You can see that's a lot, right? Clearly some standout volume. And yes, I know it's usually when you have these expiries, the triple witching and stuff, you do generally have higher volume, no doubt, right? If you go back and see, generally these triple witching expiries, they do have higher volume, but not like this, right? This is a lot. This is a lot. Now this could mean either this move was a stop loss hunt. It was very obvious, right? And the stock is going to turn around from here, or I'm wrong, and this is a start of a sell off, and the stock is going much lower. But whatever it is, you don't get this kind of volume without reason. Clearly, something's going to happen, right? We've seen it again and again with any stock. We're like with this one, for example, right? If we go back here at the same level, right? If we go back here to December of 2025, we had roughly a 3.5% sell off, which was more, right? On some bad news that, what, irrespective of what the news was, we had bad news, the stock collapsed, but guess what? That's where the bottom was formed. And that's when we also had high volume, right? Look at these 2 days. Let me zoom in some more, make it obvious, right? So here it is, high volume, and that was the low. Stock consolidated a few days, and a rally began, right? So same thing here. Either again, we had a big red day on Thursday. Yes, there was a news that came out, but again, I don't care about the news. I look at the charts, and clearly, there's a huge volume exchange that has taken place. So either a sell-off has begun for this stock and it's heading lower, which of course is possible, and or we should roughly find a bottom around here somewhere, and this was nothing more than a stop loss hunt, which I have seen this stock do it in the past, right? I have seen it, because it's a big institutional level stock. The way to get your orders is to do a stop loss hunt, right? And it was very obvious. You can see there was a wick down there. It came down to a demand zone and pulled back. So let's see. But as of right now, this is the setup. I would like to assume that I'm right about this head and shoulders. And of course, my other vaccine stocks are giving me a similar picture. So I'm going to stick with that outlook until proven wrong. And if not now, right, just so that I admit in advance, if I'm wrong, then I guess the next cycle would be somewhere in August. I would start to once again get aggressive with these vaccine stocks, right? So it's either now or maybe a couple months from now, I would definitely start to take another look in August, right? And every couple of months or so, I'm posting videos on each of these stocks, right? So like for example, Pfizer, I had done my last post, I believe was in March, so it was somewhere there, right? And then prior to that, it was a few months ago, it was right there in September, right? So every few months or so, I am updating the thesis. And like I said, we're getting closer. All the stars are aligning. So if not now, I would say I would definitely put a high level of certainty in August. All right, great. Thank you. And please leave your feedback down below.